In today's video, we are talking about the best in well aging of 2023. This includes skincare devices, supplements, and more. And I thought it would be really fun to make this video with my friend Tamara from Tamara's Timeless Beauty, who most of you already know and love, to get a wider range of options and suggestions. So without further ado, let's talk to Tamara and let's talk best in well aging of 2023. It's great to see you, Tamara.
Wonderful to see you. It's so funny. I'm not used to filming in the morning in my new apartment, so I had to move around a little bit to find lighting that wasn't like, it's so sunny in here. It's a little bit challenging, but hopefully the lighting and the sound are okay.
It's great. You look beautiful and I love the background. And too much sun is a good problem to have.
Exactly, exactly.
So Tamara, you and I thought this would be a good idea because you and I talk a lot, obviously, and we exchange favorites. And though we have a lot of the same favorites, we also have a lot of different things that we both really love. So we thought this would be a good idea to just have a wider range of products and suggestions.
Absolutely.
You and I both love skincare. It's one of the reasons you and I bonded in the first place. And we also, our viewers love skincare. So there will be quite a bit of skincare. But I think it would be nice to intersperse the skincare with some other best of 2023, just so it doesn't get so overwhelming and maybe boring for some that don't like skincare. What do you think?
I think that's a good idea. A little skincare, a little of this, and a little of that.
What do you want to start with? You want to start at the category of with skincare and maybe start with cleansers or something like that?
Sounds good to me. Let's start at the beginning.
All right. Do you have a favorite cleanser of 2023?
Oh my gosh. Yes, I did this. I tend to be probably sometimes too loyal to products but I do try to get out of my comfort zone. So a new cleanser that I discovered this year that I really, really love, and I have talked about it several times, is the Aveno Calm and Restore Nourishing PHA Exfoliating Cleanser. I only use this in the morning. And when I first bought it, I was a little worried about using an exfoliating cleanser every day. So I just used it once or twice a week. But it really, really is gentle enough to use every day. So I've been using this in the morning. It's super gentle, doesn't strip, all of the things. And I just feel like I'm working just a little bit at exfoliation every day without over exfoliating. So I love this. I actually love pretty much everything from the Aveno Calm and Restore line. However, I am still completely hooked on my
Mad Hippie, let me guess.
I just love it. It just feels luxurious and spa-like, and I just enjoy using it. So AM, PM.
But that is something I appreciate about you, that you are loyal. I am not. I go through these times where I find something that I love and I think I'm going to use this for the rest of my life. And then 2 months later, I'm like, no, there's something else I want to try. So unlike you, I'm not that loyal. But I have tried a ton of cleansers this year. I don't know why. It was the year for cleanser. But my favorite is still one that I've used for several years. And that is the Clinical Cleansing Complex. This also gives you a slight exfoliation. It has some sugarcane extract in it, so some natural alpha-hydroxy acids, but it's really mild. I can use this morning and night. It foams slightly, but doesn't strip your skin. It's a beautiful cleanser. It's kind of a cult classic. A lot of people love this one. My husband loves it too, which says something.
That's a bonus.
But I have a second runner-up that I just recently got, and that's the Dr. Serums Flawless Cleanser.
Oh.
I have never tried anything by Dr. Sam. So I ordered the cleanser. I ordered the sunscreen and something else. It's not in my pile, so it wasn't a favorite. But this I really, really like. It's a very simple cleanser. What I really like about it, it's fragrance-free. It's really mild. You can get a refill and then just refill it.
I love the refills. I love it when they offer refills. It's so much more environmentally friendly and more affordable.
I do too. I like that too. Because, all this plastic, I feel so bad about it sometimes.
I know. I'm making my list.
Good.
Do you double cleanse in the evening?
I do double cleanse. Yes, I do double cleanse.
Let's go there. I have, again, a couple that I have talked about before, but I also have a new one. You know, in the evening, I love this Hydro oil cleanser.
Okay.
And these do offer refills. They're very affordable on Amazon. This is just such a lightweight oil, and it melts everything away. What is the word? When you add water, what's that word?
Emulsifies?
Yes, thank you. Emulsifies beautifully, and it rinses really clean. And it's just, I keep going back to this over and over. When I'm at home, I typically use an oil cleanser. And when I travel, I like to use a balm because I don't really want to travel with an oil. So the balm cleanser that I really, really love is the Bay Harbor Beauty Sake Cleansing Balm. Really rich, really emollient, really sort of, it doesn't lather, but it forms a really rich cream on your face. This doesn't rinse quite as cleanly as the Hada Labo, but it rinses well if I use my microfiber cleansing cloth to remove any residue. And of course, then you go on with a second cleanse anyway. And one more that I just sort of tried out because Bay Harbor Beauty is slightly on the pricier side. I was really curious about e.l.f. at the drugstore. Their Halo Glow, I think it's called Halo Glow Cleansing Balm, fragrance-free, really nice. It sort of just melts immediately into an oil, emulsifies, rinses, and super affordable. So this is a good one also.
Just like I tried a lot of regular cleansers, I also tried a ton of oil cleansers or balm cleansers this year. There's one I really liked, and I don't have it here because I didn't repurchase it because it's quite pricey. But that one was from True Botanicals. Was that a bit cheaper? It would be my number one, but it is quite pricey. But this is one I found. It's the Hydropeptide, and this is a balm as well. It smells delicious. It smells sort of like oranges. I really like it. I like that it comes in a tube because for me, going into the pot and it's kind of gross to me. I don't really like that. Mm-hmm. The only thing, when it was hot here in summer, this did melt, and then it did come out like an oil, which doesn't really matter. But this is a really beautiful one. I like this one. I also tried the Beauty of Joseon, which is really inexpensive. I didn't care for it. And I know this is supposed to be best of, but I think we can also talk about things we didn't really care for.
Absolutely. That's just as helpful, I think.
This to me is just like using coconut oil on your face. It doesn't really have a fragrance, but it has the feel and the texture of coconut oil. This has not been one of my favorites. I love the Beauty of Joseon sunscreen, but this one, unfortunately, was not a best of.
Every brand has its hits and misses.
That's true. So, Tamara, let's talk about, do you have any favorite skincare devices of 2023? Any new discoveries or any old ones that you still think are worthwhile?
I'm late to the game. The Ziip has been out for 7 years, and I didn't try it, but I did try the Ziip Hallo, and I am absolutely, completely in love with it. You know, for a long time, I used the New Face Mini. I really, really did not enjoy it. So my compliance was really poor. It's messy. And, you know, I just didn't enjoy it. But this little device is a game changer. Not only does it do great things for our skin, it's so enjoyable to use. It's relaxing. It feels good. And I love the app working with Melanie Simon. I just feel like I'm getting a spa level treatment from Melanie herself. I absolutely love this.
Well, guess what I have here?
Oh my God.
I actually had the original Ziip, and I used it quite a bit. And then I got the Skin Patch, which is the hand-free microcurrent device, which I love. Don't get me wrong, it's amazing. But I didn't bring it in here just because it is so expensive. It's ridiculously expensive. So while I think it's great, this is what I prefer because price-wise, I think it's a much fairer price. And I also, like you, I find it quite enjoyable to use. I don't use the app. I've never even downloaded the app. I just
really? Oh my gosh, the app is so fun.
You know, I have downloaded it, but I use it so rarely that every time I try to get in it, I have to put my password in and I can never remember. Okay. So I just use the 4-minute pre-programmed program. And I do it 4 minutes on each side, and I really love it too. So this, and I think they really have improved the Halo to the original one. You didn't have the original.
You do. I did not. You know, interestingly enough, a few years ago, they offered to send me the Ziip, and you know, I didn't want to, just because I felt it was so expensive, and so I said thanks, but no thanks. But when I started hearing about the Ziip Halo and the improvement, plus I was very intimidated by it could only be used inside the app. So for those two reasons, I never tried the original Ziip. And but when they offered to send me the Ziip Halo, I had been hearing about it. I think it's been out about 6 months ago. I've only had this, I think, 3 or 4 months. Oh my gosh, I love it. I'm so happy they came out with a new one. And she's adding more and more treatments into the app as time goes on, which I think is really cool too.
Yeah, I have to get into the app and try that. I did buy the original one, I think when we lived in Italy, so it was about 4 years ago. And I used it a lot and I liked it, but I do think they have improved it. I like that you don't have to use the app. I like that it's lighter. The only thing I prefer with the original is that when you didn't have conductivity, it didn't light up. So you always knew if you had to apply more gel. This one lights up regardless, but that's a minor detail. But yeah, I love this one.
Yeah, well, we're in agreement there, and a lot of other people are loving it too. So I would say it's one of the most exciting releases, at least for me, this year.
Let's talk more skincare. What do we have? Let's talk about toner. Do you use a toner or a essence?
I do use an essence. I have a new one and an old one. Again, Sukiyaka Suhada Urea Moisturizing Lotion. I think this was my 2021 skincare discovery of the year. Absolutely love this. This is just a very watery essence toner, but it somehow seals in and adds moisture. There's a little bit of a viscosity to it. It has urea, glycerin, hyaluronic acid, and a ceramide. So this is very often morning and evening, the first thing I do after cleansing. Love it. I tend not to use it as much in the summer when my skin is not as dry. But the other essence that I sort of discovered this year that I've really been enjoying, and you can see it is almost gone, and it is the Merit Great Skin Glow Serum. And this is part essence, part hydrating essence, and part primer for under makeup. So sometimes you have to give it a really good shake. It feels a little bit oily, but I do not believe there's any oil in here, and it absorbs really nicely, really quickly. But it leaves a beautiful, beautiful glow. So sometimes I will use this as part of my skincare routine. Sometimes I will use it after my skincare routine as a primer for makeup, but I really love it. I will definitely be, I think I missed the Black Friday sale. I will definitely be repurchasing this. It's a really, really nice product.
I think you brought this with you when you came to visit me.
Yes, I did.
That. Yeah.
Yes.
So that means a lot if you bring it traveling.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
You know, I tried to get on the essence wagon, and I purchased a couple essences and I kept forgetting to put them on. They sat next to my sink, and after I had my moisturizer and everything on, I thought, oh, I got the essence again. So I just couldn't get into it. I do have it's not an essence, it's not a toner, but I have these exfoliating pads that I use twice a week, and I love these. This is, I believe, my 3rd box, and these last quite a while because it has 30 in here, and I only use them twice a week. But these are by Skin Better Science, which is a brand I'm really starting to like. And they're just these individual exfoliating pads. So they have alpha hydroxy acids, glycolic acid and lactic acid in them. And I believe a small amount of retinol as well. Oh. So these are really amazing. So this is what I use twice a week in both an essence or a toner.
For a long time, I would see people use essences. And to me, it just looked, why are you just putting this water on your face? Until I tried it myself,
there are some really great ones that can help infuse some great ingredients, some fermented ingredients. We traveled quite a bit living here in Europe. and we're going to move again soon. So
yes,
I just want to simplify my routine as much as I can and really have just some.
absolutely.
I'd rather spend a little bit more on a product and have it be like a powerhouse.
I'm really curious about those exfoliating pads that you're using. What I've been doing for, years ago, I was afraid of chemical exfoliation because I was afraid of the word acid. It just scared me. Like, I don't want to put acid on my face. So but I've been using tretinoin and retin-A for 20 years. And I had ongoing battle with occasional flaky skin, right? And so I finally broke down about 3 years ago and bought a drugstore glycolic acid toner, Pixie Glow Tonic, which is sort of a cult classic. Mm-hmm. It made such a huge difference on my skin. I started out once a week, then I bumped it up to twice a week, 3 times a week. It completely eliminated the flaky peelings that I would get occasionally. Now, and I still love it. It's still a good one, but I haven't used it in a couple of years because then I went to exfoliating masks once or twice a week. And, again, this is a product I have been using for several years, and it's the Drunk Elephant Sukari Baby Facial Exfoliating Mask. It has AHAs, it has glycolic acid and lactic acid. It's powerful. Mm-hmm. Definitely do a patch test. But I can use this 10 or 15 minutes once or twice a week in the evening. Of course, when I do that, I don't use any other actives. And I just wake up with baby soft skin. I tried the Ordinary, that red AHA mask with the dropper. I did find it a little bit irritating. And so I hesitate to recommend that because I had a friend that got quite irritated from it. Anyway, so I've been sticking with this. This is on the pricey side. It runs about $80. But one of these, using it once or twice a week, will last me pretty much well over a year. So I think it's very well worth it. I do use some exfoliating toners or serums occasionally. I sort of listen to my skin, right? Maybe I'll just do the mask once a week. And if my skin can't tolerate it, twice a week, I'll use this Peach and Lily Glow Skin Toner. Or my most recent discovery that is all over the internet that's really, really good is the Dermalect, what is this called? I might need to put my glasses on. Dermalect.
Dream.
Yeah. Steam Beauty Sleep Serum. What a name, right? Anyway, a couple of drops of this in the evening without using any tretinoin or anything really does a nice job, very gently giving a nice glow to the skin.
I think a lot of people are afraid of, first of all, the word acid, though tretinoin and retinoic acid is an acid.
True.
But I do think a lot of people are afraid of that. And you can, of course, overdo it and then destroy your skin barrier.
Right.
Mm-hmm. But I do think you can get your skin used to. A couple of years ago, I could have not used this even once a week. I definitely think you can get your skin used to, just like to retinoic acid.
Yes.
You build up that tolerance. There definitely are some great studies on glycolic acid as well, how much they help with not just exfoliation, but collagen production. So I think it's something really good to incorporate, but start slowly and find the right acid for you.
Right. Absolutely.
Interestingly, the serum that you just showed, I got that as well. I don't like it at all.
You don't? Why?
I can't stand the smell.
It does have a bit of a
strong smell.
A chemical smell, for sure.
Which oftentimes glycolic acid or alpha-hydroxy acids will have. But I didn't, like you said, you wake up with that glowing skin. I didn't feel it did anything for me. So it just shows us well different. And
absolutely.
It also contains ascorbic acid, which might also be why I didn't. Ascorbic acid and my skin aren't really friends. So maybe
okay. Interesting.
That's why.
I have actually been using an ascorbic acid serum for 20 years.
Wow.
In the morning. That and tretinoin were the first sort of actives that I started out with 20 years ago. And of course, I started out with SkinCeuticals because that was the only thing available 20 years ago. Thank goodness there's so many more affordable options now. And of course, I use the Timeless, which is an excellent product. Very many people love it. This is 20% L-ascorbic acid. I tend to use that more in the summer when my skin is less sensitive. In the winter, my skin gets pretty dry and pretty sensitive. And then I will use the Dermatology 15%, very similar, but the Dermatology has additional humectants and stuff. So it feels a little bit more moisturizing, whereas the Timeless is just a L-ascorbic acid serum. I think there might be B5 or something in there. But anyway, I do use a vitamin C serum, L-ascorbic acid, pretty much every morning. And those are the two that I rotate through.
Now, before I talk about my serum of 2023, let's talk about some other best of well aging. How about supplements? Do you have
oh my goodness,
a supplement that stands out? Yes.
Thanks to you, I'm completely all in on DoNotAge, NMN, and TMG.
Okay.
I just think they're amazing, and I do feel a difference. And you know, the science is there, and it's just really exciting. And so I'm super, super happy to have incorporated that into my routine in 2023. Runner up would be the mushrooms, is the other new supplement that I tried in 2023. My daughter recommended I try lion's mane, and she recommended the supplement by Real Mushrooms. So I purchased that, and my daughter recommended it because for cognition, you know, and then I sort of explored some other mushrooms. So Real Mushrooms then sent me a mix of 5 different mushrooms called Immune Boosting. You know, it has reishi and 5 different mushrooms. So number 1 would be NMN+TMG. Inserts. Those are the only 3 from DoNotAge that I have. And then number 2 would be the mushrooms.
Well, guess what I have in front of me? I have my NMN.
Yeah.
This is my desert island supplement.
Yes.
This is the one supplement I have noticed the biggest difference from any supplement I've ever taken. Mm-hmm. And, you know, I've talked about NMN. Well, NMN is nicotinamide mononucleotide. It's an NAD precursor. And NAD is a molecule we have in every cell in our body. Apparently, without it, we would be dead within 30 seconds. So it's quite important. I've talked about NAD and NMN a lot in my videos, so I get a lot of comments on it. And I can't tell you how many people have told me that this has been life-changing. People with long-term COVID, people with fibromyalgia, with other autoimmune diseases, and they literally are writing me to thank me, saying it has been life-changing taking this. So this is my desert island supplement. I don't want to be without it. I always have an extra container in my fridge. And yeah, you're right. You want to take it with TMG, trimethylglycine, because the methyl donor is needed for the whole transaction to happen, for the whole, not transaction, what's the word I'm looking for? Conversion to happen from NMN into NAD. So that's my desert island one. I also have SIRT6 activator right here. And to be honest, I have taken this now for about a year. I don't notice anything with SIRT6 activator, not like NMN. I take this on good faith because there have been some great studies. Sirtuin 6 is one of the sirtuins we have, and it's known as the longevity sirtuin. So the idea behind it is activating Sirtuin 6 helps us to have healthier lifespan, hopefully a healthier, longer lifespan. So it's not a supplement I notice anything from. I have had viewers tell me they notice energy from it. But I also give this to Sam, or I was giving it to Sam. I give her something else now. And Sam just had surgery. You know this. She had a tumor.
Yes.
And they shaved her whole back, which was so traumatizing when I picked her up from surgery. I wasn't prepared for her being half naked and just so being so out of it. When I first had Sam, and she was a baby when she was 6 months old, she also had surgery. And it took forever for her fur to grow back. She had a surgery 8 weeks ago. She's in the back here. I don't know if you can see. I don't think you can see her. But the fur is almost all grown back. I feel since I've given her SIRT6 activator, and she also had a bald spot on her neck. She still has some, but there's hair growing there now.
Oh my gosh, that's fascinating.
So with Sam, when I've been giving Sam NMN for quite a while, but then I added the SIRT6 activator, and I could really see a big difference. So while I don't notice anything, I take it, like I said, on good faith. it's definitely still one of my favorite of 2023 as well, because I can see a difference in serum.
That's really interesting.
This is my desert island. If I had to choose just one, this would be it with TMG. But the hyaluronic acid, I do notice a difference with.
You do? Okay,
Yeah.
now I'm going to have to try that too.
As far as my joints, I used to be a crazy over-exerciser. I used to run 20 miles a day. So I have creaky knees. And I've never, knock on wood, I've never had knee surgery or anything. But when I started taking this, I could definitely feel a difference in my knees. And, it's supposed to be for all connective tissue, so skin, bones, tendons, everything else. So there might be a benefit to my skin that I'm not aware of. But with my knees, I definitely notice a difference. So this
interesting.
So those three are definitely my well-aging supplements of 2023. But then those four with TMG, you're right. But then Sam has one. Sam is also part of this, and they just came out with a pet formula. I told you about this.
Yes, I'm definitely ordering that for Bosley.
I'm so glad, because I was giving her this and the SIRT6 activator, and I would always hide it in her food. And the NMN tastes a bit sour, so she wasn't happy about it. She'd throw it out and then eventually eat it. And I had to sort of guess how much I wanted to give her 100 milligrams. So I had to guess how much is that. This is a chewable, has 100 milligrams of NMN. It has SIRT6 activator. It has high molecular weight hyaluronic acid. And it has an NMSM, which is also good for joints.
Okay.
So this is what Sam is taking now. And I'm really glad they made this, because it just makes life easier.
Oh, I'm definitely ordering that for Bosley, for sure. He's 14 as well. So I want to, take the best care of him I possibly can. I was giving him NMN for a little while, mixed in canned dog food, but it's a bit of a hassle. And like you said, I'm a little uncertain about the amount. And I basically feed him dry food. So hey, he always wants a treat, so that'll be easy.
I'd be interested to see if you notice a difference. I can't say I notice a difference with Sam, because I've already given her the other supplements, aside from the high molecular weight hyaluronic acid. So I can't say I notice a difference. But when I first put her on those supplements, I definitely noticed the difference.
Exciting.
Yeah. Let me tell you my favorite serum of 2023. It's not necessarily a serum. Well, I have several. I'll tell you one, and then we'll talk about the other one later. But I think you just started getting this as well.
Yes, I did.
Yeah.
Okay. Yes.
I treat this as a serum. It is a cream, and it is quite moisturizing. I think if you have oily skin, that's all you need. I always apply a moisturizer after, so I sort of treat it as a serum. But this is by my Alloy, and it is the estriol cream. It contains 0.3% estriol, and I made a video about topical estrogen. There are some great studies showing that applying topical estrogen, even if somebody is on HRT already, can have great benefits as far as collagen and elastin production. And if you combine it with glycolic acid, it has even greater benefits.
That is so interesting.
Yeah. I think it was something like there was an increase in epidermal thickness with just estrogen of 27%, with just glycolic acid of 28%. So they were quite similar. But combining them, there was a difference of, I believe, 38% of epidermal thickness. So that's quite a difference, 38%.
Yeah. So how are you combining it? I mean, you're using that.
So I use my pads twice a week. Okay. And then on alternate nights, this is my other favorite serum, I use the Alpha Red overnight cream. So this is actually a retinol combined with glycolic acid.
Oh, interesting.
And they have two different ones. This is the intensive. They have a regular one, which I believe has 10% glycolic acid. That's the one I started with. This one has 17% glycolic acid. But it is in such a beautiful formulation that I can use this nightly. I don't use it quite nightly. I use it maybe 4 or 5 days a week, because I don't use it on the nights I use this. Okay. But was I not using this, I could use this nightly without any irritation, even though it has 17% glycolic acid. It's a beautiful formulation. And like I said, it also has a retinol in it. So I combine this with my estrogen cream to get the glycolic acid and the estrogen.
I too use the what is this called again?
It's My Alloy?
My Alloy, yes. My Alloy Estriol cream. Same one. Of course, I think I saw that you used it, so I ordered it, and I've been using it, I don't know, 6 or 8 weeks now, and I love it. But I think of it as a treatment cream. Mm-hmm. And I use this in the evening with my, tretinoin treatment creams. Now I'm going to have to figure out a way to add a little glycolic acid into my evening routine. So yeah, I think this is a great product, and it makes so much sense. Mm-hmm. Our estrogen goes down, our skin needs estrogen. And so just a little low dose topical estrogen, I think it makes the world of sense. It's prescription. So I think it's a great product, and thank you for the recommendation.
You're welcome. There's a lot of fear, and I get comments under that video all the time saying, be careful because it will, make a systemic difference. I can say for 100% sure, I just had my estrogen measured 7 days ago, and I get my estrogen measured regularly because I'm on HRT. Mm-hmm. And I have used this now for about 9 months. There is no difference in my estrogen level using this.
Good to know. So good to know, because I have gotten comments like that as well. Yes.
It has not raised it's such a, first of all, estriol is the weakest form of estrogen. Doesn't mean it's not effective, but out of the 3 estrogens, this is the weakest one. And secondly, at 0.3%, it is so low. Again, this hasn't made any difference. Since I've been using this, I think I've checked my estrogen levels at least twice, if not 3 times, and there has not been an increase in it.
That's great to know. Thank you for sharing that, because that is a concern that many people have.
Have you noticed any difference from it?
It's really hard for me to notice a difference in my skin because I do so many different things. And I'm not that observant. I always look the same to me. A lot of these things I take on faith based on the science that it's doing something good. But it's very gentle. There's absolutely no irritation. It's a prescription, 1 pump, follow the prescription. I'm just really happy to have it. So I don't know. Sometimes lately I have been getting comments on my skin. What is it from? Is it from the Ziip? Is it from the estrogen? Who knows?
It's hard to tell. But I wanted to tell you, you don't always look the same to me. In fact, you sent me some pictures the other day of you when you were out. And I showed those pictures to my husband. I said, look how gorgeous Tamara looks.
Aww.
Your skin is really glowing. But yeah, it's hard to say what is it from. Could be a combination, could be one, could be the other.
And the other thing to mention, since we're talking about multiple different skincare things is, you and I have built our skincare routines gradually over time. And I think that's really important because I really don't want anyone to be watching this and go out and buy 10 products and throw them all on their face. Because if you get an irritation, you have no idea what's causing it. And B, even if you get improvement, you don't know what's causing it. So, really building a skin care routine gradually over time, adding a product, assessing the results, adding another product, I just think that's important to mention because we are talking about a lot here. We both use a lot.
That is important to mention. And also, you don't need any of it. What you need is sunscreen. That's the number one. And maybe a retinoid. Those are the 2 that have the most benefits, the most studies behind them.
Yep.
But you don't need any of this stuff. You and I use a lot. Though I have gotten more and more, I used to be a skincare junkie. I follow the science now. I go with the products that do have science behind them. At this point in my life, I want the results. So I go with the things that are proven by science, retinoic acid. I don't use ascorbic acid, but vitamin C is also proven by science or other antioxidants. But you don't need any of this. So we're talking about these things because you and I love them, but don't think you guys need to go out and buy all of this stuff.
Right.
Let's talk about another skincare device. Talking about you don't need any skincare devices is another one of those luxury items that nobody needs, but they're fun to have.
Yes, although I feel red light therapy, right? Red light therapy, I almost feel like that's a necessity. I don't want to say it like that, but it has so many health benefits above and beyond just improving your skin. And, years ago, I started with the Aduro LED mask, which I loved. it had 7 different light programs, yellow light, orange light, blue light. But I found myself only using the red and the infrared, which are the most proven for anti-aging, right? So about a year ago, Omnilux sent me their mask. And one of the things I like about Omnilux is it's only a 10-minute treatment as opposed to a 20-minute treatment. And it's a very simple mask. It just has the red and the infrared. So I gave my Aduro to my cousin in Minnesota who is having issues with acne because blue light is supposed to be helpful for acne. So she's enjoying the Aduro. I have gotten comments or questions from people, are you still using the Aduro? I still think it's a good mask, but I am lately really loving the Omnilux mask. And just a month ago, Bev May, who is the owner and creator of Mysama, sent me her panel, which, oh my gosh, I thought I brought it over here. We'll have to put a picture of it up. I've been very curious about panels, but living in 400 square feet, I just didn't have any place to put it. So I've been using the mask, but I got this panel recently and I'm really loving that as well. It's very compact, but yet it covers my face, my neck, and it has that pulsation, which Bev May talked about recently in an interview on Penn Smith's channel. I thought that was very, very interesting. So I'm sort of alternating between my Omnilux and my Mysama. Now, one thing that really, really, really sold me on red light therapy is after I microneedled once, several months ago.
I remember that.
And my skin turned tomato red. And I sort of panicked a little bit.
You sent me a picture.
I sent you a picture, and because of the time difference, and I think you were sleeping, I did it in the evening. And I even emailed some other, another creator here because I was in a panic. Well, I threw the red light mask on. And when I took the mask off, the redness was so greatly reduced. Mm-hmm. Very powerful anti-inflammatory effects, which is healthy for everything, right? So I'm really completely sold on the red light therapy. I love my Omnilux, and I'm really loving the Mysama panel as well.
I agree with you. Red light therapy is one of my absolute favorite modalities because it is so versatile. And I am so happy because I just got a full body panel. It's something I've been wanting for years. I started with a mask like you with the Aduro mask, and it's a great mask. It still works. I still have it. But the more I got into red light therapy, the more I wanted to cover more parts of my body, not just for the skin benefits, but for the anti-inflammatory benefits, for the ATP production, because we know that is one thing that red light therapy does. It increases ATP production, which is the fuel for our cells. So therefore, cells can work more efficiently all over the body, not just our skin cells. So I've been wanting a panel for so long, and I finally got one. And I couldn't wait to unpack it and put it in my bathroom. I stand in front of it every morning. It's made such a difference for several things. First of all, when I wake up right now, it's pitch dark. I do have a blue light lamp that I turn on just to get that blue light stimulation. But standing in front of that panel, it's almost like a sunrise, right? The red colors. And also I broke my neck 14 years ago. So it's always stiff. It's always achy. Since I've been standing in front of that every morning, I stand with my back against it. It has made such a big difference in my neck. And then, of course, I also use it for the front, for the skin benefits. But like you, I have seen the anti-inflammatory benefits with Sam after her surgery. Yes. She had a tube in her for the blood drainage. And this knucklehead that ripped out the tube without releasing the stitches and basically tore her muscle in there. And she had this big bump. And we went to the vet, and they made sure that a different vet, and they made sure that there wasn't any foreign body in there, because we thought maybe there was a part of the tube still in there. It was just a tear and inflammation. So I put on for another panel. In one day, that swelling went down by 75%.
Wow.
My husband always thinks all this stuff is kind of woo-woo. So it's like, my husband is not a believer in anything that is not Well, I was going to say it's not visible. It's visible. I mean, we have over 6,000
Oh.
studies on red light therapy, but he's still
Yeah.
skeptical. But when he saw that bump going down in serum that she had for weeks, 75% in one day, he's a believer now. He puts
It's
it on
amazing.
his,
Yes. He
uses
puts
it.
it on too? Good.
He has a little scar right now that he puts it on, and yeah, he's getting there. So for me, yeah, red light therapy and having that full body panel, because
Wow.
you don't just get the anti-aging benefits as far as collagen production, fine lines and wrinkles, but again, you get that ATP production in every cell in your body.
Amazing. Well,
Yeah.
in my bigger apartment, I have room for one of those now.
It's about this thick. You can hang it on the wall, but it covers me from head to about my knees. Or just,
and do you do front and back?
In the mornings, I stand in front of it, just the back. I dry brush, I brush my teeth, I get ready. And then when I do my skincare, because I want to apply an antioxidant before I go in front of it for the skin benefits, because we do know it produces some free radicals as well. So then I stand in front of it for another 5 minutes. It's so powerful. 5 minutes is all you need. I just read some studies that red light therapy can help with dementia even. So it has so many incredible anti-aging, well-aging, longevity benefits that, yeah, it's definitely a modality that is almost a necessity.
I think so too. One last that I saw several years ago, I had a patch of eczema. It was chronic. It would not go away. I had it for like 2 or 3 years, and I had all kinds of prescription ointments, and it was very, very frustrating. And so I put the red light therapy mask on that, and it helped significantly. I'm not going to say that's the only thing, because I did get a stronger prescription from my dermatologist, but it helped noticeably and significantly reduce the inflammation of that eczema patch. So I'm completely sold on red light therapy.
And there are so many great devices now. I have accumulated a lot of them. Now that I have my panel, that's really all I use, because it covers everything. But if you don't want the full body, there, like you said, the Omnilux mask is great. There are other masks that are great. There are smaller panels like the My Summer panel, and the prices have come down so much too. Well, let's get back to skincare. Let's see. We've covered serums. Do you have another serum? You talked about your Timeless.
Old favorites. I did get a new one. I'm just going to talk about 2 old favorites. You know how long I've been using my coenzyme Q10 serum from Timeless. I love this because it has the coenzyme Q10, which is an antioxidant, and it has peptides. It's extremely moisturizing. So it feels good on the skin. There's never any pilling with any other skincare products. And it's just, I feel like it's given me a lot of benefits. It's affordable. It has been in my skincare routine for years, and it's something I just will never want to be without. And then, peptides. I know the science is a little iffy on peptides. Sometimes I hear many people say that the molecule is too big to penetrate your skin, but I love peptides. So I've been using the dermatology needleless serum. It gives me the copper peptides and the other peptides. I use this in the evening. Those are really the only serums that I use. None of them are new.
But it says a lot if these are old favorites. It doesn't have to be new. If you carry them, they're still your best 2023. That says a lot.
Yes,
definitely. Yes. I too am a fan of peptides. I don't have a particular peptide serum here right now. I just started using one literally 2 days ago, so I can talk about it yet. But, Dr. Anya, who I had on my channel, said that it is a big molecule. She didn't say that they don't work. She just said that it is a big molecule and it needs a certain delivery system to actually go into the skin.
Yes.
It can often be a liposomal delivery system or something encapsulated.
The one that I used a couple of years ago that I actually am going to reorder during the Slowvember, what is that company? The Ordinary. I want to order that again. Nyad.
I like that one.
Yeah, that's a good one.
The cup of
it's on
one.
sale. Yep. Yeah. It's on sale during November. I better order it quick. So I'm going to give that another try. I used it a couple of years ago. I liked it.
So like I said, I don't have a peptide serum here right now. I just started using the Elastin because that is one that Dr. Anya likes and recommends. I've used it for 2 days. I can't tell you yet if it does anything. Maybe next year when we have this conversation, it will be in it.
Yes.
But I don't really have another serum. I've really kept it simple as far as my serums, because like I said, I wanted to simplify my routine. So we are obviously covering quite a bit of ground here, not talking about a lot of different products. And you and I knew this was going to happen. For that reason, we are breaking the video in 2 parts. So we're going to stop the video right here. And for part 2, make sure to go over to Tamara's channel and check out part 2.
Perfect. Can't wait to see everybody.